Likewise, thank you, Mr. Chairman, for holding this hearing today, and I want to thank our witnesses for being here to testify. Ensuring safety across all modes of transportation is one of this committee's most important functions. And recent events in several modes, whether by air, rail, or sea, have demonstrated how challenging this can be. This task can be made even more difficult when a vessel, like a cruise ship, must travel through several jurisdictions during a single voyage. For instance, when a cruise ship embarks from a U.S. port, the cruise line must ensure compliance with safety regulations through coordination with the industry, the U.S. Coast Guard, and with foreign governments in countries through which the cruise ship is passing, either by sailing in foreign territorial waters or docking at a port within a foreign government's jurisdiction. While the cruise ship industry safety record is generally good, there have been a few troubling incidents in recent years. The most tragic of these was the fatal accident involving the Costa Concordia, which ran aground off the coast of Italy in 2012. Thankfully, other recent incidents, including those involving ships departing from U.S. ports, have not resulted in fatalities or significant injuries. Nevertheless, these particular incidents, which received significant media attention, did underscore the challenges and discomfort that passengers can be subjected to, including days without power or plumbing, and raise questions about the protections afforded to U.S. passengers. In the wake of these incidents, the cruise ship industry has taken several noteworthy steps to further ensure the safety and comfort of its customers and crews. The industry should be commended for its adoption of the Cruise Industry Passenger Bill of Rights, which includes the right to disembark from a ship if essential provisions cannot be provided, the right to a refund for a trip canceled due to mechanical failures, and the right to an emergency power source in the case of a generator failure. As the Chairman has noted, however, the committee has an interest in ensuring that these commitments are translating into better experiences for passengers. So I look forward to hearing more from our witnesses about these and other steps the cruise industry has taken to improve safety. Additionally, I am interested in hearing from the Coast Guard about any recommendations stemming from their investigations of recent cruise ship incidents and the work that they are doing at the Cruise Ship National Center of Expertise in Everglades, Florida. Mr. Chairman, thank you again for holding this hearing, and I want to thank our witnesses for being here and for their willingness to testify. I'd like to direct this to Admiral Servideo. Could you explain to the committee how the Coast Guard coordinates with industry and with enforcement agencies in other countries to enforce vessel safety regulations?
Yes, Ranking Member. Basically, the way the oversight of a foreign flag vessel works is that the crew, the owner, the operator are responsible primarily for ensuring that the vessel complies with all the international requirements. That's sort of the first rung of the safety net. The next rung is the flag state, which is the flag that the vessel flies, be it Bahamas, Panama, Malta, and the flag state has a requirement to ensure that, again, vessels that fly their flag comply with this. The next rung in that safety net is the class societies who perform an oversight function for insurance purposes. And the last rung is the Coast Guard, which does port state control, sir. So when a foreign flag vessel comes to the U.S., we enforce both U.S. laws and the international laws on that vessel. So that's the way. There's an international set of requirements. Each flag has their own set of requirements, sir. Class society has rules that also need to be implemented. And then here in the U.S., sir, when the vessel comes in, if it's foreign flag, we conduct oversight to ensure the vessel is in compliance.
So just to be specific on that, it's accurate to say that even if a vessel is foreign flagged, it is responsible for complying with all relevant U.S. safety standards?
Yes, sir. The vessel is required to comply with the international standards, and likewise, they're required to comply with the U.S. standards that are in addition on cruise ships that we have, sir.
Okay. Mr. Cahill, as you know, the Coast Guard last week issued its final report on the 2010 Carnival Splendor incident involving the engine fire and the complete loss of power. You've talked about some of the steps that Carnival is taking, sounds like sort of proactively to correspond to some of the recommendations made in that report. I'm wondering if there are recommendations that were made that Carnival disagrees with.
In thinking, no, Senator, I think we agree with their recommendations. Most of the recommendations that the Coast Guard came up with, we had already implemented. We had our own fire safety experts who came in. We had 4 or 5 independent experts who we hired who worked at the same time as the Coast Guard. They primarily noticed the same things. We went right ahead and implemented them. So, and basically, as I mentioned before, those things were very helpful. They were effective in putting out the fire on the Carnival Triumph.
Mr. Rosenker, you serve on CLI's panel of experts that make safety recommendations to the cruise ship industry. Can you tell me what major recommendations you've made recently and what the reaction has been of the cruise lines to those recommendations?
Yes, sir. We took a look after the operational safety review that was going on at a number of recommendations that we believe would go a long way to raise the bar of safety within this industry. And what we did was make these recommendations back to the industry, and they questioned a few of them, but immediately said this is the right thing to do. And I found, having had experience in making recommendations to industries beyond the cruise industry, the rail, aviation, highway, pipeline, that many times when I made recommendations, it took a while for those industries either to act or to finally implement what we had asked. This one was done very quickly. The 10 policies which I submitted in my testimony ultimately were put forth to the IMO, and they too had been accepted for implementation. So I was, and along with my colleagues at the independent panel of experts, we were impressed with the expeditious manner in which the industry accepted our advice and adopted the policies.
We have other members who want to ask questions, Mr. Chairman, so my time's expired, so I'll pass and allow them to do so. Thanks.